Hello there guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and on this video there is lots to negotiate about. So Manchester United have around 4 things to achieve when the Premier League season does resume. So one of them is finishing in the top four. Now it is very imperative that Manchester United finish in the top four, because obviously we do want qualification for the Champions League for next season. And obviously if we do get qualification for the Champions League, that will help us have a more competitive summer transfer market. And plus we will generate money. Like I updated you recently, Solskjaer could get around a 1 million bonus if he can guide us to a top four finish. And I think the game on Friday against Tottenham could be crucial. It really could. And that, if we win the game, there's a great chance we can get the top four. If we don't win the game, then maybe, we won't get the top four. But as it stands at the moment, we are sitting fifth in the Premier League. And, we are just 3 points behind Chelsea. So that's one of the things Manchester United have to achieve. Another one of the things is Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes in the same team. And I presume that Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba can play in the same team. Don't forget, we recently played West Brom in 2 friendlies. We lost the first one by 2 goals to 1, but won the second one by 3 goals to 1. And Archino, Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes played together for the very first time. I'm very excited about the prospect of them, playing together in our midfield, because from my own perception, Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes is the best midfield in the Premier League without a shadow of a doubt. Now, don't forget, their positions have recently been changed, like I confirmed with you last week. Of course, according to Solskjaer, Paul Pogba is going to be Manchester United's next number 10. Paul Pogba has been deployed as a number 10 several times during his Manchester United career. So that means, Paul Pogba will be behind the central striker, and he will be just in front of Bruno Fernandes. Of course, Bruno Fernandes is playing in the number 8. Like I said to you before, though, recently, that United fans, believe that, Bruno Fernandes should stay in the number 10, because that's where he's more effective and that's his predominant position. People say, put Paul Pogba in the number 6 or the number 8 and that. But I did say, didn't I, our first choice midfield trio will be Pogba, Bruno Fernandes and McTominay. Like I said, Fred will play instead of one of them so often. I think Fred has enjoyed an exceptional season under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And Matic, was doing well before the football season got suspended. But Matic, now maybe dropped more to the bench. So there you go and all of that. You do know the news, by the way, regarding Paul Pogba. He's now staying at Manchester United. So more or less now his future at the football club has been resolved. But like I said before, I think Bruno Fernandes is key to Paul Pogba's future. If they can build a great midfield partnership and that, I think, Paul Pogba could commit his long-term future in Man United and end up signing a new long-term contract at the football club. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's got a year left on his Manchester United contract. The club do have an option to extend it for the further year. I think we'll probably trigger that 1 year extension on his contract. Now, don't forget, recently Adnan Januzaj, Paul Pogba's close friend, did say that Paul Pogba will stay at Man United beyond this season. So this is actually, very good news. Like I've said to I haven't really had the perception on Pogba this season, because he has only played 8 times this season for the football club due to his injuries. But the good news is now Paul Pogba is back. Bruno Fernandes, he's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. Like I said, I think he's got, 3 goals and 4 assists so far. Every Premier League game he has played in since he came to the club, he has been given the man of the match. Don't forget, back in February, he won Player of the Month, reflecting on his good performances. We did pay around 65 million for Fernandes, I think with add-ons included. And I think he did sign a 5.5 year deal at the club, when we got Bruno Fernandes in January. But definitely the sign of Bruno Fernandes has saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job at Manchester United. So this is something else, Manchester United need to achieve is by putting Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba in the same team. Another one of the things that we do need to achieve, and that's either winning the Europa League or the FA Cup. Now, the FA Cup and the Europa League is a chance of us getting some silverware on the board under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now, as you all know, we are into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. We do play Norwich. In reality, we should be progressing to the semi-finals quite easily because I think Norwich are bottom of the Premier League. Obviously, more or less now we're into our last day of the Europa League because obviously, we're 5-0 up from the first leg against Lask. And, there's a great chance, we can win the Europa League. So if we could win both of them or at least one of them, it would be a memorable first full season for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now, don't forget Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did say that he's looking at another treble at Manchester United, and that is the FA Cup, the Europa League and a top four finish. Of course, we did win the treble back in 1999. Obviously, that is the club's greatest achievements. And 1999 is over 20 years ago now. But definitely, it's one of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's. It was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's most iconic moment as a Manchester United player because he did score the winner against Bayern Munich. For us to get the treble. That season won the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the Champions League and all of that. So this is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has recently said. Another one of the things, Man United are looking to achieve is developing the youngsters. And like I've said to you, I think Solskjaer has promoted the youth very, very well. I think we've actually had the youngest squad in the Premier League this season. We have. And, obviously, the likes of Mason Greenwood, he's being given his chances, which is very, very good. I think Mason Greenwood is a foreseeable future for Manchester United. I really, really do. This has been his first full season in the senior squad. I think he's got around 12 or 13 goals in all competitions this season. But I think Solskjaer wants to see how Mason Greenwood develops. And he's developing, really, really well. Brandon Williams, he's also been given his chances as well. When the season resumes, maybe some more of the youngsters should get more opportunities because some of our youngsters have found game time very, very difficult at the club. Angel Gomez, he's found game time very, very difficult at Man United. Tahith Chong, he's also found game time difficult. James Garner, he's also found game time very, very difficult as well. So let's just put that into the equation. So I think they're the four things that, Manchester United have got to achieve when, the Premier League season does resume. Of course, it is resuming on Wednesday, the 17th of June. We're on the 15th of June now. Of course, on Wednesday, I think it's Man City against Arsenal. Is it Sheffield United against Aston Villa? On Friday, of course, we play Tottenham. And I am really, really looking forward to that game. I'm looking forward, to seeing, Marcus Rashford back because obviously, Marcus Rashford is now back from injury. So I'm very, very excited about him being playing. I'm very, very excited about, Paul Pogba being back in the team and all of that. I'm looking forward to us as well, playing at a new stadium because obviously, we haven't played at Tottenham's new ground as yet. I think Tottenham did pay around £1 billion for their stadium. And if I'm right, I think, Tottenham are still paying that off. But on Friday, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to go head-to-head yet again with Jose Mourinho. He's looking to beat Jose Mourinho for the second time as a manager because Solskjaer's already overcome Jose Mourinho once this season because we did beat them 2-1 at Old Trafford earlier on in the season. And Solskjaer is looking to beat Tottenham, for the third time as a manager because since Solskjaer got recommended in as Manchester United manager, he has, beaten Tottenham twice. He has beaten Tottenham twice in that. But I'm very, very confident, we can beat them. And I think, we can continue where we left off because before the football season got suspended, we was in a good vein of form. Don't forget, we are unbeaten in our last 11 games in all competitions. And that's our best vein of form since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the interim manager. But yeah, there is 9 games to play in the Premier League. And there's 92 games to play in all competitions. Like I updated you yesterday, I was hearing reports saying that the game between Tottenham and Man United on Friday could be in danger. The main explanation is because Tottenham recently played Norwich in a friendly, and one of the Norwich players got tested positive for coronavirus. But Tottenham have actually, confirmed themselves that none of their players had any contact, with this Norwich player who obviously, got tested positive for coronavirus. So, the game should go ahead on Friday. Tottenham did, by the way, lose to Norwich by 2-1. Don't forget, Jose Mourinho has recently slammed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer ahead of this game on Friday because Jose Mourinho has been telling people that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is way out of his depth at Manchester United and all of that. And this is what, has been said. Of course, before the football season got suspended, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came out and said, a lot needed to be changed at Manchester United, when he replaced Jose Mourinho back in December 2018. And to be fair, Solskjaer has changed quite a few things. I'll give him that. Obviously, since he's been recommended into the football club, Solskjaer's made good signings. Of course, so far, Solskjaer's made 5 signings at Manchester United. Obviously, he's made 4 permanent signings because obviously, he got a Gallo on loan. But obviously, last summer we got Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in, and obviously in January we got Bruno Fernandes. So they're the 4 permanent signings Manchester United have made so far. Also, too, Solskjaer's got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into the football club. I think a total of 19 players have left Man United since, Solskjaer came in. So I'll also, credit him for that. Like I said, our record against the big 6 sides this season's been very, very good. We've taken around 17 points against the big 6 sides this season. So like I've said, I have seen changes under Solskjaer, and I've also seen improvements under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. Like I said, a lot of players have improved under Solskjaer. Also, too, we've definitely improved in the transfer market under Solskjaer as well. But yeah. There's probably, still things that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, still needs to work on now. I think Solskjaer's got a great idea of what 11 he's going to go with on Friday against Tottenham, because I think actually, now Solskjaer knows he's best 11. I think he's got an idea of what formation he's going to be going with as well, because Solskjaer's been changing formation persistently this season. This season, he has gone a lot with a 4-2-3-1 as Solskjaer. A few times he's gone with a 4-3-3. A few times he's gone with a 3-5-2. I think a few times he's gone with a 5-3-2. I think he went with a 5-3-2 in the game against Chelsea and Man City in that. But it'd be interesting to see how he approaches the game against Tottenham. But, we have got a fully fit squad. Of course, Tottenham, from their perspective, they'll know they'll have to win this game on Friday, to keep their top 4 ambitions alive. Obviously, Tottenham know that they can't win anything in terms of silverware because, they're no longer in the Champions League. They got knocked out by RP Leipzig. They're no longer in the FA Cup. They got knocked out by Norwich and that. So there you go. The bad news is, though, from a Tottenham perspective, like I've already confirmed with you, Dele Alli will miss the game on Friday because Dele Alli had been given a 1-game suspension from the FA for them coronavirus offensive social media posts, and Dele Alli had got fined around £50,000 for this. But the good news is, from a Tottenham perspective, that they have got Harry Kane back. Obviously, because he did sustain a hamstring injury in January. They've also got Heung-min Son now back, and they've also had other players in. They've had a few injuries, few players injured this season. So reflect on that. Tottenham have had to make rotation. But yeah, Jose Mourinho reuniting with Manchester United. Like I said, Jose Mourinho did endure 2.5 years with us. Of course, he did win the Europa League and the League Cup in his first season at Manchester United, and did actually get a second in his first season. But I've already given you the main explanations why it didn't work out under the Jose Mourinho era. Of course, Jose Mourinho spent a lot of money during his time at Man United. I think he spent 400 million or just under 400 million pounds on players. He did recommend 11 players into Man United, and there's only a few players that have left who Jose Mourinho brought in. So let's put into the equation Solskjaer's inheriting the vast majority of Jose Mourinho's players. And I've got to say now, Jose Mourinho is no longer a manager at the top level. He has passed his sell by date. He has got a good pedigree behind him and that, reflecting on the amount of silverware he has won. But I think, Tottenham did make a bad mistake by recommending Jose Mourinho win. They really, really did. Tottenham should have kept, Mauricio Pochettino. Tottenham sacked Mauricio Pochettino last year after he endured 5.5 years with Tottenham. And analysing the vast majority of Mauricio Pochettino's tenure, Tottenham were competing in and out of the top four and all of that. And don't forget, Pochettino did get Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final last season. That, like I said, they have made some signings since, they recommended Jose Mourinho win. And to be fair, Steven Bergwijn seemed to have been a good signing for them. They got him from PSV, they got Jedson Fernandes from Benfica. They got Giovanni Lo Celso permanently. They also, not too long ago, they got Ryan Sessegnon in. Of course, Tottenham have obviously, brought players like Aurier in recent years. They got Davinson Sanchez quite a few years ago. There's also players that they've let go as well, like Ericsson and Danny Rose go in January. Of course, about 5 or 6 years ago, they let Gareth Bale and Luka Modric go, did Tottenham. But there you go. But yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting game on Friday. It's going to be a very, very interesting game and that. And like I said, there's also decisions that Manchester United have got to make, probably for the remainder of this season. There's probably decisions we've got to make ahead of next season as well. The news regarding Dean Henderson, don't you? You know the news on him now. Like I updated you yesterday, Solskjaer said that Dean Henderson will be England's number one and Manchester United's number one goalkeeper in the future. So possibly, Dean Henderson could be our number one next season. We've already confirmed that Dean Henderson will be allowed to stay with Sheffield United for the remainder of this season. Got to make an admission, Dean Henderson has been a revelation since he went out on loan with Sheffield United. This has been his second season on loan with Sheffield United, and he has been their player of the season. But Dean Henderson has had quite a few loan spells. He had loan spells at Stockport, Grimsby and Shrewsbury. But Dean Henderson's definitely the foreseeable future for Man United, and he's a good long-term replacement for David De Gea, is Dean Henderson. I think Dean Henderson's still got a contract of us until 2022. He did say recently, though, we probably will be extending Dean Henderson's contract and that. So the news on him, but we won't get rid of him permanently, Dean Henderson. But for now, David De Gea will remain our number one goalkeeper, obviously, for at least the remainder of this season. But David De Gea has been our number one goalkeeper for several years and all of that. Like I said on one of my videos before, Solskjaer's facing a few selection dilemmas, ahead of the Premier League restart. There's a bit of a dilemma at left back, isn't there? Because obviously, we've got Luke Shaw and Brandon Williams at left back. Luke Shaw's obviously, being our first choice left back. Probably will remain our first choice left back for the remainder of this season at least. Even though Brandon Williams has enjoyed a good season, Luke Shaw's obviously more experienced than, Brandon Williams and that. Like I said, Migalos starts now may be limited, or probably will be limited, should I say, because obviously, now Marcus Rashford is back from injury, but I still think, Gallo will get his opportunities in that. Don't forget the other week it had confirmed that we extended Odion Ighalo's loan at the football club until the end of January 2021. So he's going to be staying here for another 7 months. We paid Shanghai Shenhua just over 10 million to extend his loan. Obviously, there's no obligation to buy or no option for us to buy Odion Ighalo at the end of the loan. So after his loan spell, he will go back to Shanghai Shenhua. Ighalo so far has got 4 goals in 8 appearances for the football club and all of that. So these are some decisions Man United have got to make. We've got around 2 weeks now to make a decision on Angel Gomez's future. Of course, because his current contract expires at the end of this month. Now, The Athletic reported out recently that Angel Gomez is close to signing a new contract with Man United because, we've reportedly had breakthrough in negotiations, but no agreement has yet been reached. Now, reportedly, this new contract we've offered Angel Gomez is around £25,000 a week, you know. But we've put forward a few contract offers for Angel Gomez, and he has actually not turned these down. Obviously, Angel Gomez's appearances have been limited at the club. He's only made 6 first-team appearances this season for Manchester United, and only 10 in total since he broke into the senior squad. You know, there is actually teams that are interested in Angel Gomez, and Chelsea have been interested in him, Arsenal have been in for him before, and so too have Barcelona and that. But we actually want Angel Gomez to stay at the football club. I think we know what's going on with Diego Dalot. He's going to be staying at Manchester United. By the way, though, there was reports coming out the other week saying that, Barcelona and PSG were interested in Dalot. Dalot's appearances have been limited at the football club this season because he's obviously had a few injuries as Diego Dalot. He is our backup right back to Wan-Bissaka. Of course, Wan-Bissaka is our first choice right back and that. So there you go. So yeah, there's definitely no decisions that Manchester United have got to make and that. And there's decisions that we've got to make in the summer transfer window. Obviously, what players we're going to recommend in, and of course, what players we are going to get rid of. I don't think a date's yet been announced, of when the summer transfer window, is going to open. But like I've said on my recent videos, us and Chelsea are looking to make transfer moves, to compete with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool. Because like I mentioned before, the vast majority of our top 6 rivals, probably won't be in the summer transfer market. Probably City won't be in it. Liverpool probably won't make any signings, definitely won't make any Glasgow signings, with the financial issues and all of that. Daniel Levy at Tottenham doesn't like to spend loads of money. City, they probably won't be in it as well. So Arsenal. So, this is our opportunity now to take advantage of that. It really, really is. And our transfer budget for the summer transfer window has been revealed anyway recently. Solskjaer's going to get around £269 million to spend in the summer transfer window. And that should be enough for us, to get the right calibre players into the club and to get the number of players that we want in. Solskjaer has basically said, he wants to make around 3 or 4 major signings at the end of the season because he believes we need this, to become title contenders next season. Because like I've said, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. So the last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season. And, this has been the 7th season now. We have failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. So that just indicates how inconsistent we have been for the last, 7 years or so. For the last 7 years or so. And Solskjaer's already identified the areas in the squad where he wants to strengthen up. He's still looking to bring a striker in despite Ighalo extending his loan and, Rashford being back now. He wants to recommend a right winger in. He wants to recommend a midfielder in. And he also wants to recommend a centre-half in that. So these still deficiencies in the squad that do need to be addressed in that. So yeah, £269 million should be enough. We're going to get rid of at least 5 players in the summer transfer window, so we are going to generate money in that aspect. I've got an idea of the players that Man United are going to get rid of. I think we're going to get rid of Jones. We're looking to get rid of Smalling and Rojo on permanent transfers. We're also looking to get rid of Lingard. We're also looking to get rid of Andres Pereira and that. So definitely more players will leave the football club and that, So there you go. By the way, I just want to now give you some news on Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. I'm going to put this on the title of my video as well. According to recent reports, Jadon Sancho is willing to make a return to Manchester City. If his move to Manchester United does not materialise because we are struggling to meet Borussia Dortmund's £100 million asking price. Well, actually, some reports have contrast. Some reports have said Dortmund want around £115 million for Jadon Sancho. That got reported from the Telegraph last week. Now, as you all know, Jadon Sancho is a former Manchester City player. Of course, Sancho endured around 2 years with Manchester City. But the main explanation why he ended up leaving Manchester City is because he did not get any first-team opportunities, Jadon Sancho. So City, sold him for £8 million to Borussia Dortmund in 2017. And like I said, if Dortmund do end up selling him, they will make a huge profit on the player. Now, actually, Jadon Sancho at Man United is now in doubt because Borussia Dortmund's head of football did recently say that Sancho will stay at Dortmund for another year. He'll stay at Dortmund for another year. You had Christian Falk last week, who's the German football expert, and he said that Sancho will only leave Dortmund on two conditions, and that's if any club's willing to meet their asking price, and that's if Jadon Sancho does force the move. That's if Jadon Sancho does force the move. There was stories coming out from League 10 Sport last week saying that, Liverpool were leading the race for Sancho. But he said Liverpool's move for Sancho depends if they can sell, Sadio Mane and that. But he, a lot of clubs have attracted their interest in him. Gareth Southgate's recently been talking about Sancho, and he said that he doesn't have any element of concerns regarding his future, and he says he doesn't even need to leave Borussia Dortmund to succeed and all of that. So actually, Sancho could end up staying at Dortmund for another year at least. This is, what could happen and that. But I think Dortmund have been in the process of trying to extend his contract. Jadon Sancho has got a contract with Borussia Dortmund still until 2022. But we have confirmed that Jadon Sancho is our number one priority target in that. By the way, Sancho's recently been talking with Marcus Rashford. I think he's been talking to him regularly over the phone, and Rashford did reveal earlier on this season that he wants Sancho at Manchester United next season because they have got a really, really good friendship of Sancho and Marcus Rashford. Don't forget, Borussia Dortmund did recently say, though, that they are losing their patience with Jadon Sancho. Something to do with his off-field distractions, is it, or something like that? He not too long ago recovered from a calf injury, Sancho. Don't forget, Sancho the other week was fined around £8,000 for breaking lockdown rules. Yeah. And yeah, so we've been in for Sancho, for quite a few years now, but maybe now we won't end up getting him on the board. He could actually, go back to Manchester City because he's actually, told his friends about this, has Jadon Sancho and that. So that is the latest news on him anyway. Now, let me just delve into some news on Jack Grealish from Aston Villa. I updated you about Jack Grealish, didn't I, in my video yesterday. So now, reportedly, we are stepping up our interest in Jack Grealish because obviously, Jadon Sancho now is reportedly set to stay at Borussia Dortmund, so this is why we've stepped our interest up in Jack Grealish. And reportedly, we are preparing to put around the £75 million bidding for Jack Grealish, and that figure should be enough to convince Aston Villa to offload him. Jack Grealish has actually, made a transfer decision. He has come out and said that he's desperate to join Manchester United, whether Villa stay up or whether Villa get relegated. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter in that. Now, obviously, it came out from Sky Sports the other week, and they said that, our interest in Jack Grealish depends on Aston Villa's survival. So if Aston Villa were to stay up, they'd be determined to sell him. But if they were to get relegated, they would be reluctant to offload him. But if Villa get relegated, surely it would be cheaper than £75 million. If they were to get relegated, maybe you could get Grealish for around £40 or £50 million. He did actually say the other week that Jack Grealish is now our number one priority target for the summer transfer window. There were stories coming out a few weeks ago as well saying that Jack Grealish's move to Man United depends on Paul Pogba and all of that. But I'd take Jack Grealish at Man United, because he's well Premier League proven. He's remained loyal to Aston Villa for several years. Up until this point, he's spent the entirety of his career with Aston Villa. Grealish has still got a contract with Villa until 2023. There were stories coming out a few weeks ago as well saying that Villa do want around 80 million for Jack Grealish, but maybe we've got strong reservations about paying £80 million for the player. We've already revealed that Grealish is our preference over Maddison. Because obviously, Grealish's stats have been better than Maddison's this season. He's more versatile than James Maddison and that. So I think there's a great chance, we could actually sign Jack Grealish. And of course, Aston Villa are sitting in the relegation zone at the moment. So yeah. So that's the latest news on Jack Grealish. Obviously, on my video yesterday, I give you the breaking news on Alexis Sanchez, didn't I? Obviously, Sanchez has been handed a lifeline at Manchester United because reportedly he's set to return to the football club next season after his loan spell at Inter Milan. And reportedly, Solskjaer's been talking with Ed Woodward about Alexis Sanchez's future, but reportedly we are willing to offer Sanchez a squad role. So that means, he won't be a first choicer. So it looks like Sanchez is coming back to Manchester United. But Solskjaer did say back in January, that Sanchez will come back to prove everybody wrong. Sanchez endured a very, very difficult time since he went out on loan at Inter Milan, and he also endured a difficult 18 months with us. So the news on Alexis Sanchez, because Solskjaer has been talking about him recently in that. But there you go. But yeah, like I said to you, it's going to be interesting to see how we approach the summer transfer window. Like I said, the summer transfer window will be Solskjaer's fourth transfer window as Manchester United manager in that. Solskjaer knows he's got the backing of Ed Woodward, and he knows he's also got the backing of the Glazers. Of course, confirmed a few weeks ago that our net debt is now just over 429 million. Obviously, now debt had risen up by almost £130 million. Woodward said the other month that, we will be competitive in the summer transfer market, but he did say, that we won't do business as usual in the, summer transfer market and that. But I think Solskjaer does deserve at least another season, and he does deserve at least a couple of more transfer windows at Man United, because it is a transition period, and like Solskjaer revealed at the beginning of the year, he's hopeful that we can get through this transition period. Solskjaer will be here next season, mark my words. Then he knows next season he's going to have many expectations to exceed. But United fans have got different perceptions on Solskjaer. Some United fans think he's the foreseeable future for the club, and some United fans, don't think he suits the strappings of the club and all of that, even though he is a club legend and that. Some United fans think we need a manager in at the top level, such as a Pep Guardiola or a Jurgen Klopp or something like that. But, time will tell with Solskjaer. But don't forget, Solskjaer was close to getting the sack earlier on in the season. He really, really wasn't. Solskjaer's our fourth permanent manager since the Ferguson era. 3 managers have been sacked since the Ferguson era, and that was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, and Jose Mourinho on that. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.